Hello everyone and welcome to the Women's War Call of Duty mobile event brought to you by Tribe and ACGL and of course Carry First. They have managed to scrounge together a massive prize pool in American dollars, which is something we're not really used to. My name is Trout and I'm joined tonight by none other than Mr. Delray Delasere. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing absolutely brilliant. It's a Sunday without load shedding for me, so I'm feeling over the moon at the moment. But I can't wait to see some mobile action.
Myself included, eh? So, going over what we have in store for us here, we have the grand finals, as we had a fantastic, weekend behind us. But of course, here's the bracket coming up and down. If you had the pleasure of watching last night, you'd know that the first game of the semi-finals, which was Avalanche versus her, actually went the way of her. But unfortunately, there was a bit of a turn of events and it became a disqualification for her. So, of course, Avalanche have secured themselves that spot in the grand finals up against Venom. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, Venom, they have been an absolute force on the stage at the moment.
Exactly. I saw them on Friday casting their match. It was what they did on the map was absolutely incredible. Where in the beginning, Red Lotus was actually the favorites on taking this tournament on social media. And now, this team Venom is just, I don't know, like their mobile skills is basically, it's incredible.
I couldn't agree more, man. My fingers just to not work that quickly. Nor my brain, to be honest with you. Like, I actually can't think that. But having said that, there's a good amount of beans up for grabs here. $1,000 up for first prize. I mean, that's not a bad. You can buy a lot of chicken nuggets with that, if you know what I mean. Like
chicken nuggets. Listen, maybe they upgrade to a better phone, or you never know. I don't know what goes into mobile gaming. If you want to upgrade your thumbs, you get thumb sleeves, as I know people do.
Yeah, but that's true.
Like, yeah, so I don't know, but the prize pool incredible. $600 for second place, $400 for third place, and then obviously the MVP gets an extra $300 in their pocket.
I mean, that's a good amount to be playing for here if we are being honest. But regardless, before we get up into the matches tonight, we have something quite special for you guys, and that is going to be a bit of an interview with none other than Daddy Cool, Jess Hines, and Rushka. So we'll be seeing you right after this.
Hello, and welcome everybody. My name is Daddy Cool, and I today am being joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the fantastical, all the good words, Rushka Gigi and Jess Hines. How are you guys doing? How are you ladies doing?
Hi, yeah. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just flabbergasted to be here myself. I'm like, I'm going to interview two of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. Still have to meet you there, Rushka. We're going to make a plan on that.
Soon.
I'm excited for it. Little talk we're going to have here. This event so far for Tribe with the Women's War has been awesome. But you guys also recently did an awesome event with the Fems and Thems. And I mean, that was such an awesome event. We have some stats here, over 1.2 million reach on the hashtag ACGL. We have over 2 million reach on Twitch, and both of your channels hit front page, which is, how was that?
Pretty big for two little South African streamers.
Yeah, a little bit intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. But we pushed through.
We were both furiously messaging our mods before, like, listen, you better be in chat, because
so what made you run the event? Like, what inspired you, and like what did it reach expectations and everything you had set up for yourselves?
Last year I noticed the lack of events for South African women in gaming. First of all, that wasn't a dedicated professional esports event, and that's when I approached ACGL to host a very casual Apex tournament to showcase not only the professional women in South Africa, but to include more casual gamers as well. That was very important, that casual bit, because a lot of people, when they picture women in gaming in South Africa, it's just, the ATKs and the DNMKs and that. So it was very important to me to include just the regular, everyday sweatpants girly that's happening onto Stardew Valley or Apex or whatever casually. And the event was a pretty big success last year, so we had to do it again this year. And I definitely wanted to have a co-host. So I'm very glad that Jess agreed to be my co-host this year. And hopefully the next. Jess came up with the Fems and Thems terminology because we wanted to be a little bit more inclusive this year. Not a little bit, a lot more inclusive this year. And yeah, that's Jess, I don't know if you want to touch on that as well, but that's how we came up with it.
Yeah, I mean, I took part in Rishka's event last year. We actually played together, and it was a lot of fun. And obviously, our Apex wasn't the best because I didn't even know that was the game we were playing. But
Jess installed Valorant, by the way,
was-
on the day.
it was a disaster. But I think like the biggest thing for me was just how the community rallied together and how everyone made these really cool connections, and we got to highlight the streamers and creators and gamers in the community that are otherwise normally quite overlooked by other gamers and sponsors and people. So I was quite keen to come on board and just make sure that we again made like quite a firework event and highlighted these people.
No, I mean, from like we said, from those numbers and reach, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And I actually distinctly remember your event from last year, Rishka. It was, did I take part in it? I feel like I did. Oh, sure.
It might have been a different one. I ran a few different
Yeah, I know.
events last year.
Your events are
but-
always top 10. I would definitely do that. But the
Oh,
one I
thank you
took
so
part in was
much.
fun. I was, I think we saw the Arenas Apex tournament where you had to have like Sheila's Showdown or something like that. That was very fun. I enjoyed that very much. And I know all your events always be great.
Yeah, no, sorry, my heart and soul is in the Women's Day Invitational or the Femmes and Thems Invitational. So I don't even remember half the stuff I did last year.
That just shows you're doing all these awesome things, such as appearing on TV recently on Espresso for the first time. How was that experience?
I was on autopilot.
It's a very early call time. It's very early.
Yeah.
You get
What
there
time?
and it's. I think we had to be there at like 6, which means you're up from like 4 or 5. And it's over so quickly. So you're there and then you're in. So it's like 5 minutes. So it's kind of a hurry up and then it's done. So it does kind of go by in a.
Yeah, it's very great.
The
It was an
blink and
incredible,
flash.
it was an incredible experience, though, and I'm definitely very grateful that I was given that opportunity to showcase the event to such a much larger audience, just to let people, know about it happening and that. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, because I think sometimes we tend to get lost in the fact that we're on Twitch and on YouTube, and we forget there's a whole world out there who are still using the television, So
Yeah.
getting people aware of that, that's
Exactly.
such an awesome way to get, for this event specifically, more women into gaming. We'll touch a bit on those points a bit later. But yeah, so all these successful events so far, what can we expect from you guys in the future?
Well, we're definitely gonna do it again next year.
Okay.
I guess.
I'd say it depended on our energy levels at the time and sponsors as well. So just putting it
Okay.
out there.
Well, if Rishka doesn't ask me to do it again next year, I'm probably gonna cry about it because I had a lot of fun working with her this year.
Rishka
So,
is a vibe.
no pressure.
No
but-
pressure.
We heard it, just pressured Rishka into doing it again next year.
In front of
Good and shit with
everyone.
everybody.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, hopefully we see some more events also during the year, and some initiative from other gamers and communities and tournaments as well to host these female special, female only tournaments. And that's one of the points we wanted to touch on is, what do you think is the value of having these female only tournaments in esports specifically?
Well, obviously, it is an area where, at least visually and structurally and systemically, it is mostly male dominated. So it is good to kind of do these positive discrimination events where you can kind of force the spotlight on people that are otherwise overlooked. It's obviously no secret that a lot of gaming, a lot of esports is a bit of a boys' club, and we've kind of not in rules specifically, but just systemically and the way that we've created a culture in gaming and a culture in esports, we've made it difficult for women to enter into that, and we can touch on those points a little bit later. But yeah, these events are just important to kind of take a step towards a more inclusive and more well-balanced, sort of community and in tournaments, because obviously it's not the solution. Having women's only events is not the solution. Mixed events are the solution. It's just a step towards that.
Yeah, no, I think because one of the big things that does irk me sometimes is we see people will use an argument like, it's a ladies only event because I can't compete, but the data just does not back that. We've seen girls absolutely destroy men, and they just can't deal with it. Maybe we're actually just keeping the men safe by having these female But yeah, so a big thing that I actually had a little side project I ran a few years back, and I used an anecdote of how do you get somebody into rugby as a boy now, for example.
Yeah.
Like how do we get a spies? It's the first time his dad takes him outside with a rugby ball and passes the ball towards him, right? And the same with like how in women it's netball, for argument's sake. How do you get into netball? You put up a netball ring on the wall and you chuck the netball. You can practice with your daughter and stuff like that. And what do you think is the way to get girls from a young age more interested into gaming? In the same way you pass a rugby ball, set up the ring. What do you think is the approach for that?
Yeah, so we have a gender specific socialization where gaming is for boys, right? And it's just because of some marketing campaign that happened in the 80s. And now we're like, oh yeah, gaming is for boys, not for girls. And I know even in high school, I think I was pretty much one of the only girls that had a console, and the other ones that did only had it because their brothers had consoles, because there's this whole idea that games are for boys. And that's obviously not true. There's a huge interest. Women make up almost half of the gaming demographic. So it's not that we're not there, it's just that we're not always visible. So it is, if your kid has an interest in gaming, no matter what their gender is, just foster that and let them play.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to touch on that. We definitely need more sponsors from orgs and brands willing to put their efforts into communities that don't have the means of exposure to this world, which is most communities in South Africa, where we're such a small group. And it's small because of that poverty gap. Most South Africans still don't have internet. You can't play a competitive game without internet. So if we could have more community centers with little internet cafes that are, free for kids to game, and that definitely is the type of thing that could help.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's Mubela Gaming. They have like those township gaming centers and stuff. I just love that project so much. And it's like, yeah, like you say, it's not as accessible. Sadly, unfortunately, overall gaming isn't always as accessible as we'd like. I think the more accessible it gets to everybody, the better. But yeah, that's a future where all can work together as like everybody. But yeah, so we were discussing before we went live about the awesome campaign that it was Maybelline. Yeah, Maybelline ran about how women endure a lot of harassment in online gaming, especially competitive. So first-person shooters, especially, because that's probably the manliest of men's spaces to be in. It's a wild place and wild world out there. But what do you think is a way? How can we break down those barriers to entry? Get past that.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so one of the things is obviously missing role models in esports, and that's not just with players, that's also with management, that's with coaches, that's with all the different levels. If you don't see yourself in something, you're never going to put yourself there, if that makes sense. If you see it as a men's only space because that's all you see, you're not going to feel like you belong, and you're not going to feel like you can step into that space. So we do need the women that are there to be there, right? And we do need those spaces to open up so that we do have role models, and we do need women in other roles that are managerial, because if you have women in those positions, they will see the gaps. I think a lot of times if you have people around a table who all look the same, no one's going to notice the missing seats or the people that should be there. Whereas if you're the only woman at the table, if you're the only person of color at the table, you're going to be like, we need to make a few changes here. So it's important to have women in like those decision-making roles as well. And one of the other barriers is that fear of sexism that we were talking about. And it's important to highlight that every gamer experiences toxicity. It's not saying that only women experience toxicity. It's just that they experience a very specific type that is because of their gender, and that is in the sexism, that is in the harassment. A lot of times as a gamer, you're told that you're playing like trash, but it's women who are told you're playing like trash because you're a woman, right?
Yeah. It's followed up with another derogatory thing afterwards. Which,
yes. And then it's that gender-specific socialization, obviously letting girls play games early so that there's less of that learning curve to catch up with. If you're trying, because like a lot of esports players, you do have to get in there quite early, and there is that little window. And if you're still trying to catch up and get to dexterity levels and of kids that have been playing since they were like 5, there's a lot of catch up. And then I think like one of the final barriers is just that non-perception of women in the gaming industry. There's this whole idea that women don't consume gaming content, they don't consume esports content. So you have journalists and everyone writing about esports or covering players as if other women don't exist. And a lot of times there's that gender competency is when women are covered, it's usually only in diversity campaigns and not just like, oh, there was this really good player. It's, oh, we're specifically highlighting women players because it's Women's Month, so now we're going to cover women and then we're never going to do it again.
What Jess said.
Everything I'm gonna. Well, I mean, what Jess said first thing of all, I mean, you two are great role models, and I really hope that it gets out there. You guys, viewers out there, will go check them out. Jess Hines and Rushka GG on, I think, every platform, right? You can probably find you guys on that. But yeah, I just want to say as well, we're putting a lot of pressure here on women. Have to. You mentioned that they're not visible necessarily; they have to make themselves visible. But from the men's side, is we have to do better. Like, I can't put it any better, any more blunt than that. We can be toxic towards women without having to be toxic towards them because they're women. Like, treat everybody in the gaming space equally. It's all about equality in the end. If I ever hear, like in the ad campaign, if you guys are interested, you should really go watch it out. It's from Maybelline, Through Their Eyes. You can check that ad campaign out, how men used voice modulators to sound like women in games, and how they got treated, and the amount of times they got told to go make a sandwich, something like that. You as a man have to be better. That's all I want to say. If I can be a daddy here, Daddy Cool is my name. Give a pointer there. We have to work on ourselves as well. It's a team effort to make it a more accessible place for ladies to get in, and everybody's going to be better for it. There's going to be more gamers. Who doesn't want more gamers? Then we might get South African servers. We were talking about that earlier, More gamers on the planet. But yeah, is there anything you guys want to mention specifically before we end this all?
Rushka?
Be kind to the girlies, that's it.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Don't act weird when you hear a girl's voice on voice chat. Just talk to her like you would anyone else. You literally don't have to be weird.
It's fine. I promise we're not unicorns. There are a lot of us out there playing games. I swear, we're not.
We just all have our microphones off because we're too scared.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we're there.
So make it a comfortable space. But that was an absolute pleasure having you here. Hope you have a lovely night further. And we're heading back now to the cast as we get ready for the finals of the Women's War from Carry First and Tribe. And ACGL for hosting all of this. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was an eye-opener. So here we are, 2 straight white males going to be casting over some Call of Duty for you. So I don't know what else to say to that. That is, man. But thank you very much, Daniel, for carrying us through that, and Rushka and Jess Hines. We really appreciate it and highlighting all the issues. And I think there's a huge point that I just want to add my 2 cents there. How men have to be better, and there should be none of this. It's not all men. If there's a giant swimming pool filled with dolphins and there's one shark, the shark still gets all of the bad light, and then no one will get in the pool. So the point I'm trying to make is there's no such thing as not all of them. The blanket is pervasive, so everyone has to be better. But yeah, Delray.
Couldn't have said it any better. So yeah, now we're getting to the action, and it is the grand final of the Women's War, and you can see Avalanche, the roster. You can see these ladies, just looking at the profiles, they look like they are ready for a game.
I couldn't agree more. And we had the privilege of listening into their comms yesterday, and the side of Avalanche at the start sort of didn't sound like they had everything together, but towards the mid part and the end of the game, they really started figuring out the spawns and exactly what they wanted to do, and started playing the game as you should, rather than just running around and trying to play a game of TDM. So when I'm watching the game coming up, I'm going to be looking over towards Heikki there, who is the the captain for those rotations and the IGL role. But coming over to the side of Venom, it's got to all be to Adiba. I'm not going to lie to you. Adiba yesterday with the sniper and S&D, I think she ended on 16 or 17 for 1. So in terms of performance, I don't think it gets much better than that, man.
Yeah, I when I casted over them on Friday, it was that sniper yet again from her that was in the S&D, just so pivotal. And then Kiki and all the respawns was, just so good.
Exactly. So it's going to be a good time. So unfortunately, there isn't a graphic for the maps today because it was it doesn't matter. Anyway, so our maps coming up is going to be HP on Raid, followed up by S&D on Slums, Control and Standoff, another HP on Firing Range, and if we run the distance, the final S&D will be on Summit. Talk us through the maps. What are you feeling?
Yeah, beautiful maps. As we can see, we're loading in to the first one right here. In blue is the team in Venom, and yellow is the Avalanche is their name. So we're going to go to P1 that is right in the middle of the map, or on the side of the map, actually, you would say. As you can see, as Anthony trying to get some kills there on the board. And I'm just, the one thing I'm looking for, Connor, is just for the team of Avalanche just to stop this team of Venom, because what I've saw of them is really scary.
I couldn't agree more, but unfortunately for the side of Avalanche, you get a bit of an unfortunate spawn to start us off here, as number 2 managed to get in the back for a bit of a pinch, but look over at your mini-map. Okay, flip back. I was going to try to give some prediction about how spawns work in this game, but it's nothing like regular Call of Duty, so when I say that you can flip them quickly, it appears that you could also break the hill quickly, as Avalanche simply bully their way back into the point, and now they're going to try and even up before the rotation comes in.
Yeah, and the rotation, I want to see if anyone picks that up. All the yellow arrows has now rotated over to the next hill. You can see a hunter killer drone is already out there, not getting anyone in that case. But we can see as it Merlin just finding beautiful kills there. She keeps on going with that gun. And the CBR4, man, this weapon is incredibly strong. And 60, I think it has 60 bullets in the chamber.
God, it's basically... You could just hold down that trigger and try your best to paint from one wall to the other, see how many kills you can get. And at the moment, it seems that Avalanche are doing a fine job of stopping the steamroller that we were expecting out of Venom here, as they managed to get straight back into this game. They got the rotation, set up those spawns, and now are about to take the lead. As you can see, the split spawn coming through for the side of Venom, it is a lot closer than what I would say we were expecting to start this game.
It has indeed, but there's 25 seconds left. You can see team in yellow, they already rotated. They've given up the 20 seconds, and that's a very good shout coming in from them, saying, listen here, we had majority of this time. We're going to focus our rotation now, or our attention on the rotation. And you can see all those yellow markers already at new, and player number 3 is the first one that's going to try and break in from the gym sides. Finds one, couldn't find the second, as Anthony does shut her down.
So here comes the break from the front, from the side of Venom. They're trying to pull their way on through. They managed to get a bit of a split spawn, like we said. So that if they get these kills, which is about to come down to it, it's going to be Christie going huge with a potential double, but it's going to be a star who finds it. The flip comes on through, and a perfect break from Venom. And it seems like that lead, as much as I said they were back into it, that being Avalanche, is going to be a bit difficult. But I was wondering, as I'm sure you are, what the comms are like for the side of Venom as we go for a quick listen.
Mid, red car.
Hello,
Hey, okay, somebody on red car. Jim and red car.
Guys, they were coming mid.
They're coming from gym.
This is somebody in red car.
On blue van. Nice, we need to go next.
Okay, nice. Got him.
They're going for next.
Guys, how is you guys' network?
Good.
My
My
network
network
is
is bad.
okay.
In pools. She's in bar.
Okay.
Nice, Kiki.
I'm going next.
It's 3 point.
Money room. No, sniper's nest.
Del Rey, talk us through those comms.
Man, absolutely beautiful comms. You can see calling out where every single person is, where you're spawning up, and who is weak and who is not. And even a nice compliment saying there, a nice Kiki as she keeps on going. And it's always nice when you got that reassurance from your teammates. You're doing the right thing, and you're finding all those kills.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it also came down to, it feels like these guys have a rough idea of what they want to be doing as well. You could hear the call for rotation and where they're spawning. And as you can see, they managed to break this point with about 17 seconds left. It's going to be all scrap time bar unless Merlin has something to say about it. And it looks like she might just do that. She gets the kill, but the trade might be there. It's chaos as it's everyone trying to fight for old here with 6 seconds left. But onto the point we go, and it's going to be Venom setting up for the next one. And one thing we actually didn't touch on here is the fact that there are still specialists for Call of Duty Mobile, as you can pretty much use everything in the kitchen sink in this game. And to start things off, it's going to be Avalanche who break onto this point.
Yeah, the specialists made Call of Duty fun in the one hand, but also very, very difficult on the other. It can change the game immediately and flip it on its head. But we can see it's still Team Venom that's going to try and jump into this hill and keep it. 40 seconds left, and for my question now is to Team Avalanche, what is the IGL of the game, of their team's going to say? When are we going to give this up and rotate over? As I don't think the call came, let's give this up, as they keep on going for this heal. But it's Kiki in the heal as he finds two and she keeps on going.
Well, just as you say, we want to hear the comms. Here we go for a listen with Avalanche.
Next.
We need to get the whole laundry. Purifier coming from like mid.
Oh shit. One on next.
Okay.
I'm spawning out, guys. Who is anchoring for spawns?
Kitty got me. Blue car. Okay, we need to get laundry spawns. We need to get.
Red. Red. You guys watch your red.
Enemy contact. Yo, there's one. There's only one point. OBJ goals. OBJ.
Trophy.
Watch your laundry.
They can pass spawns.
Watch your laundry. Mid.
Well, a bit of a contrast to that of Venom, as these girls seem a little bit more frantic, a bit more frustrated in the game. Even though they are getting a good amount of kills here, it just seems that the side of Venom are in their heads, as they're not even giving concise call-outs, things like she's low there. But regardless, they're going to go for the rotation here. And you heard quite nicely from the IGL there that they're coming for the spawns. And for the spawns they came, but they weren't able to keep them, as it seems as though Avalanche might be able to convert this hill. As we know from the first set of rotations, P1 to P2 was absolutely their money hills.
Exactly, and you could hear the OBJ, someone needs to get time. And I think I only heard 3 voices there. So, I'm looking for more from every single player there. This game is still in reach. Is they're only, 50 points down, so they can get back into this game. But again, I'm looking at the kill side of it. We've got the leader from Avalanche, 21 kills currently. And then Kiki sitting on, 10 more. That's on 31. And she's got R-Star just backing her up. So at this stage, not looking too bad either side. If I'm Avalanche, try and keep this time and look at rotation.
I mean, and as you can see, there is actually a player, Vixen. She's on the rotate already trying to get those spawns. If she slips the net here, it's going to be a fantastic time for her team. But it seems like she's just been sniffed out. Huge 1-on-1 to win. Can't quite get it. So, as you know, P3, generally the money hill unless you break it really early. But the spawns are an absolute shambles at the moment for the side of Venom, as it might just work out here for Avalanche, unless I believe it's going to be a Star who has to go huge here. Finds the first, can't quite find the second, but her teammates are there to follow it up. So time to start us off with on to P3 going the way of Venom.
Yeah, and that claw in heal, that thing absolutely shreds. So I don't think Avalanche is going to get any closer at this moment with that weapon out. You can see the Hunter Killer drone comes down, does not pick up anyone, as Adiva finds 2. Vixen finds 2 of her own, as she's going to try and get in and contest for the moment. You can see everyone just behind the cars contesting for the moment. And it's just back and forth. No one giving a single inch when it comes to this hill. And if you Avalanche, Connor, it's, yes, you're far behind, but at least it's Venom not getting any points while you're contesting.
I mean, if no one's getting points, then it's still pretty much a stalemate, and they've done a good job of keeping it that way. And I must admit, I'm a little bit shocked as to Venom's rotations here. They have been rather sloppy. They haven't really gotten their first very often. And as I say that, they're going to do exactly that, keep the spawns and potentially find the first bit of time on the next hill, unless two players from Avalanche can break on through, because they found, I think, total 15 or 16 seconds of the previous hill before they were at least contested. But as of right now, Sinister up in top money might be able to make it a little bit more difficult. And as I believe it is now Venom who have just eclipsed the 200-point mark.
Yeah, 200 points and counting. A beautiful trade there from All-Star. She gets a beautiful kill, finds the second, and I can see the Purifier is out from Christie. She keeps on going, and this looks like one-way traffic, but it's the flood from the front from Avalanche. No read coming in there, but Kiki behind that hit glitch is so filthy. I can just remember back the days sitting behind that and just raining down, and almost no one can kill you from it.
No, it's ridiculous. It seems to be universal across all Call of Duties, as this was an excellent money hill where they only found about 15 or 16 from the previous hill. They have found a good 30 plus in this one, so they are only 11 away from winning it. They're going on the rotation. They are there first. So if I was a betting man, this is where Venom are going to try to clinch the knot and close things out. Well, as I say that, all the kills go the way of Avalanche as they manage to get onto the point first. Can they hold it is the question.
Yeah, they need to, and they need to shut down this girl, Kiki, as she's on fire at the moment. Oh, beautiful kill there, coming in from Storm, getting that shutdown. But Adiva and Christie has something to say about that as they're getting to that hill. They are 6 seconds off of winning map number 1, but Avalanche is still going for it. And is it Heike? I think I'm butchering that, but she's on 34 kills at the moment.
Yeah, she's the captain of Avalanche, and she is completely steering the ship for them, as they have been doing a fantastic job of holding down this hill. And one thing I actually haven't spoken to you about is the variety of guns in this game, man. There's no 2-gun meta in COD Mobile. Everyone is using something different, and they are doing well with it. So kudos to the side of Avalanche for staying for as long as they did here, but a star trying to be the one to break on through. The contest in has to go huge, but it's Merlin who closes things out. Rotation should be coming through. 6 seconds, though. Not impossible, but the side of Venom have to hold strong here, and the kills happen to start going their way.
Yeah, you can see they want to end things here, but Avalanche, they need to flood, and they need to flood together. Player number 5 is in. She doesn't unfortunately get the kill. You can see number 2 of Yellow is in there as well, but Kiki has something to say about that, and that might just be all she wrote, but it's Vixen that's in. She gets taken out, and it's just back and forth. Only Anthony back in the hill, and that is going to be it. 250 to 196 to Venom, and I really thought it would not be this close, but I must say Avalanche definitely came to the party.
Absolutely. Speaking before the game, and obviously before it started, we were expecting a complete blowout compared to how the previous results have been for the side of Venom here, but 250 to 196 is definitely the closest I've seen it. But I mean, 40 kills for a star there and 50 for Kiki. I mean, talk about numbers, right? That's crazy. Sinister having a bit of a slower one at 16 and 27. Regardless, her teammates managed to clean things up. But over to S&D now, which, if I'm not mistaken, let me just have a quick look here, is going to be...
On Slums.
On Slums. Okay, so that's pretty good. So where we started things off yesterday.
Yeah, very beautiful map to play, and especially on Search and Destroy as well. I just want to see who is the team that takes control of mid-map, because you can control everything from that mid-map area, sitting on that statue or the fountain or whatever you want to call it. You know, you've got Broken that you can go, camp in or play around and break a glass and you can be heard, or you can go on the right-hand side through Garage and maybe work a pinch going there. But, you know, S&D is a slower game that I thought would have been a slower game, but considering all the mobile games I've seen of late, Search and Destroy doesn't look like it slows down at all, Connor.
No, not at all. These guys absolutely send it, for lack of a better word. They try to find those kills as quickly as possible, and I touched on it yesterday when I was casting with Scara. It's very important that you have to find that balance between sending it and maybe overextending a little bit too much. And Avalanche overextended a lot on defense, where they would try to find that entry kill, but would often get punished for it. So now I'm curious to see if they've learned from mistakes. Maybe they watched yesterday's broadcast, listened to what we had to say, and maybe they make those adjustments. But regardless, if we have a Adiba with a sniper in hand, and she was shooting absolute. It felt like Predator missiles yesterday with those the sniper bullets.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough day at the park for the side of Avalanche, and I mean they already one map down. But like we always say, isn't it completely different game mode? If their comms are good, teamwork is good, they can absolutely claw their way back into the series.
Exactly, and the biggest word there is teamwork. Emphasis on that. What the IGL is going to do, you can see she came to the table. She came to play in map number 1. Can she do the same in map number 2 as we're going to load in to that slums? And you can see Adiba with a snipe. It's out already, so you know what's going down.
It's going to be all eyes on Adiba to see if she can open things up like she did last time. I mean, at one stage it was something ridiculous. She got like a 4-piece inside of the trailer on firing range. So curious to see if she can do that here. But I like to see a little bit of utility usage here. Trophies are out. That's going to deny at least a couple of those nades. But as of right now, stalemate. Looking for that first blood for both teams.
Yeah, both teams just testing things out at the moment. You can see Kiki aiming down range, just making sure no one comes from that left-hand side as she's playing this mid area. And, you know, with all these head glitches, it does make it so difficult for any player to get shot off there. As you can see, Athena just doing the same thing. Everyone's playing it slow, just testing the waters at the moment.
Well, Heiki trying to get a quick pick there, a little bit of a pre-fire, which would have been quite crazy, but it's going to be Heiki who takes out Christie. So that isn't maybe enough to get it started.
Oh.
Storm follows it up. So right now, a quick 2-life advantage, but if Sinister has anything to say about it, she takes away the 2-life advantage before getting traded. But I mean, not a bad start there. Kiki finding another on the other side. 2 versus 2 now. Definitely not an easy round, as it appears is going to be Kiki who actually finds another, and all of a sudden it's Athena left in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Athena needs to go huge in a 1v2 situation, as you mentioned, and it's against Kiki and Adiba. So, you know, 2 of the front runners for Venom, and, you know, she needs to go fetch the bomb and get bombed down with 20 seconds to go. I feel like this is a bit too far-fetched.
Well, maybe not, but let's see. If she can find this first kill, maybe things can turn around. And she gets the timing onto Kiki, but Kiki's got the gunny, and Athena is sent straight back to the next round. Straight back? I don't think it made quite sense, but sent straight to the next round as Venom find the first in this first to 7, actually. Because remember, SD in COD Mobile is first to 7, and it is 6 rounds before you change from attacking to defense. And unlike the side of Summit, it appears that defense might be favored, but I eat my words as Kiki is taken out by Heiki.
Heiki doing an absolutely brilliant job with that sniper. Vixen finds another, but followed up by Sinister as they get that kills. And again, it is Team Avalanche that has the advantage. Now it's only left to Christie, as she needs to find almost the whole squad going. And you could see at the moment there, she was so flustered with everyone around her, she couldn't really pick someone to shoot. But, you know, now they tie things up and it's 1 apiece.
Yeah, so a good start there. First bloods absolutely win you rounds, and a testament to that is generally when you find one with a sniper, and that sort of rattles the whole team. If someone gets sniped, you go, oh my goodness, where was that from? You know, that kind of thing. And it looks like Heiki's trying to do it again, but Kiki too quick to the draw. And a bit of a change of pace here as they find the first pick, and the second is followed up there. As Kiki managed to find another through the smoke, a star to follow it up, and all of a sudden it's 2 versus 4.
Yeah, 2 versus 4, and Athena still needs to find a couple more with that beautiful red dot sight. And you know, the one thing every single time I cast over COD Mobile is just to see how beautiful these skins are. You're looking at the diamond camos, you know, that everyone was so accustomed to. She jumps over, almost gets that kill, but a beautiful kill coming in there for Asta. But again, like I mentioned, the camos in this game is just so beautiful.
God, man, they really got it right with the balance to everything, right? They managed to get every bit of Call of Duty from across all of the games in one condensed form, and I think everyone really, really appreciates that. But as you can see, here we go. Over towards B is the call. Nice bit of utility usage again. Trophies are out, and Kiki might be the one to stop it here as Heiki, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, is the one to make the child gets down to half health, but that is enough to slow things down, at least for the rotation, as A is pretty much left all to 1 as Adiba finds the first blood.
Yeah, this time it goes to Venom, the first blood, but they need to care from that sniper. Okay, well, the sniper has gone down, so we'll see probably another round to the girls from a Venom as another one falls, and it's all left to Merlin to find a kill. Beautiful kill coming in there. You can see them using that slide mechanic beautifully, but Kiki comes from behind, cleans it up. She's got 6 kills, and it's 3-1 to Venom.
Yeah, so a good opener there with that first blood, and then just playing off the trades, right? And slowly back the side of Avalanche into a corner, and so they did. And now 3 rounds, two round cushion, not too bad. And I don't know, if you're in the shoes of Avalanche, what do you do now? If you seems as though you're running up against a bit of a hard wall here in the side of Venom.
I just feel like more of a team push, to be honest, because you can see Millen's the only one on mid at the moment. There's no one that's going to get a trade. As you can see, the bomb now follows up. But Kiki, beautiful read from her as she turns to her left, finds one, but the teammates back her up. And you can see it's just the players around Kiki that's helping her, not getting pinched from the side. And they do just that. But now it's up to Christy to clutch a 1v2 situation. Goes around, finds one, doesn't know where the other player is. And Heike finds the kill from behind as they crawl their way back another round and still 1 away from tying things up.
Yeah, so maybe not the exact execution of a team push, but it was close enough that there was reinforcements for that trade that it worked out. So it is going to be a lot closer than we were expecting again. So I'm yet to see. I believe it is Adiva that needs to pick up that sniper, but I feel maybe she's not accustomed to it on this map. But as of right now, it looks as though it is going to be slow and steady wins the race as first blood once again being searched for. And Kiki is the one to find it as Athena is sent to the dirt.
Yeah, again, those first bloods so crucial. It's, it immediately puts your team on the front foot, getting that first blood as the beautiful slide and a burn from Diva as she gets a beautiful kill with that CBR4. She doesn't need a sniper. She can do it with any weapon. As you can see, the whole Venom squad now pounces and they get the kill, and it's 4-2 now to Venom.
Well, it seems as though every time Avalanche gets a little bit of momentum, the next round is a complete blowout from Venom. So maybe that confidence is like, we're going to take an extra child that we know that we shouldn't, and they get punished for it. But here we go. The switch does come through, and it's going to be the side of Venom on attack now, as it has been 6 rounds. And it looks like A is going to be the call as Sinister gets away with a bit of a informational slide. But no one yet to find the first blood. But as I said, a star, the one to take over this map as she finds a double.
Oh my
as
word.
Athena and Storm can't make it 3. Almost finding the 4th, but Kiki is there to follow it up. And just like that, the attacking round also goes the way of Venom. And they are only 2 away from closing out this S&D.
Yeah, if you didn't notice this, the teams did swap, and look how aggressive Team Venom was with the bomb in hand, right? They got into middle immediately. They didn't wait for them to set up, and you can see, I think they're going to try the same thing again. Look at player number, I think 1 she's going straight away, trying to jump over, but actually gets taken out. So good read coming in there from Storm. So first blood for them. How can they back this up is the question.
Well, much like how Avalanche would get a bit maybe a bit too confident off the back of a very strong round. Venom being punished for their hubris as they go on forwards, but Kiki is there for another, but the trade is immediate, so 3 on 4, yeah, 3 on 4. Merlin to follow up, and I nearly just fell off my chair. Nobody panic. I'm alive. I just about, if there's a brown stain in my pants, it's because I thought I died, but regardless, it's all of a sudden a 1 versus 2 before.
And the bomb's being diffused. I think the bomb's being diffused, or the bomb's not down. I'm not sure what the case is, as you can see. Player number 5, that is Adiva. She's going to try and rotate around, trying to spot some players, but doesn't spot anyone for now. And the biggest thing here for me is Team Avalanche. Just stick together, like get that trade if it does come in. You can see just holding angles at the moment. Storm, I don't know if she hears him on the right, but a slide comes in. She does find it beautiful head glitch there, and she takes down the opponent, and now they crawl their way back in, and this is what they need to do kind of every single round, step by step.
Yeah, play your fundamentals, get your trades, find that first blood, and you can work your way straight back into this game, as they need to win 4 in a row to win it out here. But maybe not 4 in a row, but that would be ideal. Regardless, we still have a little bit of time before the changeover. Kiki looking for that first blood, getting a bit aggressive into broken here. has utility to use, has yet to actually throw it, as it looks like A might be for the first time. Well, I was going to say we're going to see the bomb go down on A for the first time, and that is exactly the case here, but it's going to be Vixen who goes huge to find another kill there. Bomb being planted as we speak, but Merlin in the mid-map finding more. All of a sudden, it's 2 versus 4 for the side of Venom. 1 versus 4. 1 versus 3, excuse me, as Heike is the one to find a couple more kills, and that round just dissolved pretty much instantly as the bomb went down. And a good retake there from Avalanche.
Yeah, beautiful retake. And I'm looking at Venom's side. You can see the IGL gave the call out to everyone push through broken is what they did exactly there. They got the bomb down, but some way, somehow, Avalanche just gets the opening and finds the kills, one off, no trades coming in. So beautiful plays from them. Let's see if they replicate the same thing. As you can see, all those blue circles, those blue arrows, all going to broken side yet again.
Except for, well, keep your screen on there. I believe it was a star in the mid-map who was trying to make something happen. But here comes the full flood, and Vixen is going to be the one to make the read once more, get the kills. The trade has to be instant, and so it is. But Storm is there to follow it up, and the trades keep on coming. The bomb should be going down now on a 3-on-3, but Adiba in the mid-map making it a little bit easier for their teammates as she finds a kill onto Merlin, and that's enough to pretty much plant the bomb, if I'm not mistaken. Except Aiki's got the snipes, looking for the second, but the bomb has been planted, so 2-on-2, make it a 1-on-2 for a start to clutch on up.
Yeah, yet again, the openings for Avalanche as Aiki comes in, but Arstar with the gloves out, I don't know if she wants to, 1, 2, 3, someone uppercut something there. But now it's all tied up 5 apiece.
Yeah, exactly. So again, both teams in the running for winning here, or potentially at least pushing it to overtime. As if another 2 rounds go 1 for 1, we're going to go to overtime situation. But I don't know. That was a weird place to sit with your gloves out. I would not have done that. Personally, I would have at least tried to get some off angle and maybe check the bomb when I knew the time for defuse was up. But as of right now, it's going to be Kiki who opens things up. And it appears as though Vixen is there for the trade. So 1 for.
Oh!
Wow.
Kiki. Immediate trades coming in yet again, but a beautiful kill over that head glitch as Adiba finds another. And it's a 3v1 situation now. This is a very big round to lose, but Merlin finds one. And she keeps on shooting, thinking there's another one to follow up. Unfortunately, she doesn't get that kill. And now it's Venom 1 away from taking the search and destroy.
Yeah, and this is an absolutely crucial round for the side of Avalanche, as they need to stop this plant or anything and can't allow this to slip from their fingers, as they can force the overtime. But they need to do that pretty much instantly. And as you can see, nice little bit of a change up here from the side of Venom, as no one is really doing the typical means. As the utility is being used, it's going to be a star opening it up, gets away with their life. So that is a great start now for the side of Venom.
Yeah, there's Finnick from the team Venom. Just the beams, as you can see, all the players falling now for Avalanche. They've got 2 players left. They need to stay up and fight as hard as they can. Otherwise, the search and destroy is going to be over. Bomb is being planted. Beautiful hit glitch there. Yet again, Athena finding a beautiful kill. But the trade coming in from Sinister, finding both kills and ending the search and destroy in Venom's favor. 7-5 and taking a 2-0 lead in the series.
Well, I suppose the means justify the ends, and at the moment the means are slow and steady from the side of Venom as they manage to find 2 maps in a row. But don't be fooled into thinking that it has been 2 complete whitewashes, as I would argue that most of these have been the closest COD Mobile that I have seen in a very long time. Regardless, it doesn't matter how close they are. It's at the end of the day, it's the team that got the map, and as of right now, it is going to be the side of Venom 2-0 up. And no one wants to see a 3-0 in the grand finals, but at the moment, we're going back to another respawn map without maybe some serious adjustment in terms of comms. It is a possibility, but now's the perfect time to start a reverse sweep. What do you think Avalanche should be doing to get it a bit better?
It has to start now, right? If you're Avalanche and you're the IGL right there, and I keep banging on the IGL because she plays such a big role in this team. So you need to take charge and make sure everyone's on the same page. You don't want half pushing A and half pushing B, because we're going to go to standoff now, and it is going to be control. And yes, it is another respawn, but also a search and destroy vibe in a respawn, as you have 30 lives each side to work with, and you have to catch A and B point. So, if I'm Avalanche, just team unit. You have to play as a team, can't solo push, and you need to shut down Kiki. She's the one you need to shut down. She's the one, dropping all those kills. So priority number one, shut her down. Don't give her anything, and then work as a team.
Yeah, exactly. So you cover the fundamentals, and then from there you can maybe add a bit of a flair if you would like. But at the moment, the fundamentals are somewhat lacking for the side of Avalanche, I would say. But not by a lot. It is simple adjustments can make all the world of a difference. But like you said, standoff control, perfect mix between S&D and what would you say, domination, HP? I don't know. Control's a very good mix of all of the game modes that you need. You just need to have good resource management and not allow things to run away from you. And I'm curious to see what the typical strategy might be from the side of either of these teams, whether it's the same as going for a 3-2 split or sending all your resources over to the more difficult point and then rotating back over if you can't quite catch it. Anything along those lines, but we are about to find out as we go straight into standoff control.
Yeah, standoff control it is, and what a beautiful map. This is yet again a classic. I think if you have played Call of Duty before, this is the map that everyone speaks about, and this map should actually be in rotation in every single COD. If you're asking me, is it plays out beautifully. It's almost your conventional three-way system maps or lanes, but we'll see how this one plays out as the first kill goes down and goes towards Venom.
And I'm looking to follow it up here. And I don't know if you saw the spawns over towards B. That is insane. I'd say that's even closer than, oh my word, almost a double there from Hiki. But it's going to be a star who finds a few more. So only one player has fallen from the side of Venom. But they have allowed a lot of control onto A here as the 3-stack does come through. First tick has been found, possibly the second. Am I the only one who thinks that they should be running towards this point with a little bit more vigor?
No, I think they're giving this up. I don't think Team Venom is really giving anything up, looking at the kills wise, but that 28 kills left to play with. So if I was them, I definitely contested this, but they've given it up, and now they're just gonna focus their sights on to one point, and that is B.
Well, they need to do that well, because at the moment it seems that Avalanche are finding the kills to follow up on this push. And it has been trade after trade, but there are still players close enough to make it a bit hairy for the side of Venom. But as I said, let the rest of them fall. Vixen is trying to be the only one with that Maddox in hand to make it happen. Very, very low. Adiba trying to see if she can follow it up. But as of right now, 20 to 21, there's definitely enough on the board here for the side of Avalanche to try to break onto this point.
It does indeed, and we're actually going to have a beautiful listening coming from Team Venom.
Somebody's on gas station, back at the gas station.
This side, they're not even important.
Another person, Gandhis. They're everywhere. Let's not.
Guys, they're coming boxes. They're coming boxes, watch.
Nice. I'm watching back at them.
Guys, they're coming mid, watch.
Mid.
No, I need help, guys, watch it. Back.
I'm watching boxes, just watch my back, please.
Enemy contact. Is anybody watching boxes?
Someone back at someone. Okay, I kill this person. This bus station. And then whatever, this bus. Okay.
I'm stuck. They're coming boxes.
They got me.
So Vixen is
guys, they're coming back.
Vixen is close to the point. Sorry.
Back entrance.
Somebody on me.
Yeah, the comms there is, I wouldn't say is, overly stressful. It's just making sure every single person has every single corner held down, as you can see, with the lives 11 to 2. So Venom making a beautiful control, considering they just gave up A side.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of that, they were like, all right, we might as well just use our close spawns at B, and so they did. 2 versus 9 now, make it a 1 versus 9. And all I'm saying is somebody needs to help Kiki and a star. Like, those two are really making it happen here. There's specialists already available, that being the Claw now for a star. But Sinister yet to find a kill, even with that first round under the belt of Venom.
Well, considering they won the round and she's on 0 kills, like she must have done something right, just making sure or blocking a certain spawn or something. We'll see now if Team Avalanche can bounce back at taking a defense of their own. As you can see, that's the yellow or the blue arrows that's now going to try and get into the hill. First stick is gone, and from Avalanche, try and get to this hill as a scores or a specialist weapon does come out, finds a couple there, and she keeps on going.
Nice bit of a three-piece to work her way through the mid-map. Make it 4-5 in a row now for her. So a lot of utility use here for Avalanche. Will it come out to pay is the question. And at the moment, absolutely, as they have a 5 life advantage. But Kiki is there to make things a little bit more chaotic. As Christy tries to make her way onto the point, but she gets taken out. So as of right now, it seems the play call was to hold A for as long as possible. And Avalanche doing a fantastic job of that. Well, we heard the comms in the previous round from the side of Venom. Let's see how the headspace is looking for Avalanche.
She's going to be watching that play. Guys, go to B.
Farm. Two farm.
B.
Yeah, I'm on B.
I'm on B.
You are fucking
Guys, lives,
Yeah,
lives.
top.
Lives, guys. This is not hard points. Lives, just play for lives, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Nice one.
I'm going to go and stop the A capture so they don't get more time.
Lives. One on tractor. Adiba on tractor.
Let them
Oh my
tap.
God.
Leave A for them.
Okay, everybody be. Oh, they still just have 28 seconds left though.
Leave A for them.
Everybody can be now.
I'll watch stop. Yeah. I'll watch stop.
Yeah, they're
Well,
beautiful comms.
Yeah, I was going to say, quite different from the HP is there was at least somebody steering the helm there. As
Yeah.
Guys, it's not HP. Remember, play your lives as we just need to keep it together here on B. And they're doing a fine job of that. It seems as though this is a carbon copy of standard Call of Duty where defense is favored. Only one tick has been found onto that B side. Well, I will mention, though, that there is one more side of Avalanche found in their attacking round. So 3 versus 13, pretty much all she wrote for the side of, well, maybe not as 3 go down, as Vixen has to be the one to keep their dream alive, and she does exactly that. But I would have said Merlin using that Purifier might have been a bit of a burner at that late in the round, but it doesn't matter. They managed to close it out, and now 1 apiece, and back onto defense go Venom, and I'm sure they're going to try to do exactly what they did in round 1.
Exactly, and I just want to see from Venom if they're just going to give up A so easy like they did. You can see Avalanche straight off the back sending only 1 to A and the rest of the team all going to B, so they're going to focus on B first. They probably got the call from the IGL just saying, listen here, A was so easy, let's do the hard part first and get on to B. And look at that, they're all on to B, they're stacking it immediately, finding that first tick already, and it's team Venom that needs to get on, but a beautiful usage of the specialist as they find 2. They're going to find the 3rd almost immediately as no one can stop them. And what a team push, Connor.
Yeah, I was going to say that is perfectly executed, but also the retake just as good there by the skin of their chinny chin chin, or the hair of their chinny chin chin. Venom managed to grasp B out from underneath the helm of Avalanche there, and they straight back into it, and the kills are working out. Only 2 lives between them. Felt like I was watching some FaZe versus what was the team? Surge is right there, but at the end it is still life count in favor of the side Avalanche, so they might be able to make it happen as they find the first and potentially second tick over towards A, where they only need 1 on each side, and they are attacking both. It is looking a little bit dire for Venom as Avalanche have really come to play in this control.
They have indeed, and yet again, no contest even on A, just leaving it immediately. Hunter Killer Drone is going out. It's going to turn back and try and find a kill, and it does just that, get a kill. As you're going to see the Adiba with the claw at the top with that 75 bullets just raining down, making sure no one gets the cross in. And if Venom can hold this with only 1 tick needed, you can give yourself a tap on the back.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Here comes the contest. And it is going to be all blue in the feed for now, so you can see the setup really coming through. Finally, Avalanche trying to break out through from the back of Ali, and they might be able to do that, but it is the hunter killer that's going to find one, potentially another, but it's going to be the team actually finding the kills that's worth it. A sniper in respawn said Heiki, as she is the one to try to make the break, but she gets punished for it as her teammates are falling all around her. Nice bit of utility usage now from the side of Venom as a star, trying to use everything she can. Here comes the streak. I believe that was a double. It was indeed. So 7v13. We're looking at what looks like Avalanche might just be able to hold on here.
Yeah, might just, and you basically have one good team push to go at this. So, Avalanche, get together as a team, decide what you want to do. But Sinister shot this down Merlin. Is there going to be a trade in? She spots the second beautiful trade coming in from Vixen. And now it's all down to the team plays. The Diva finds one. A trade needs to come in there. She's weak, but she gets another kill as she keeps on going. The Purifier goes down. And it's all left to player number 2. That was Hixie, but she goes down. And Storm all alone here at the back, just waiting for the time to go down.
She's realized that it's a little bit further to go feed some streaks, and that's not ideal. And as you can see from the HUD there, that Venom, that being Kiki, has both her specialist and the last streak to use in their attacking round. And I mean, I'm curious to see if they're going to try to do exactly what Avalanche did at the start of this round and go for B. And if they can close it out there, it is going to be a different story altogether. But it has been blow for blow, and like standard 4v4, it appears as though defense is the favored side in control.
Yeah, especially on B, right? And on A, I didn't really see Venom put any fight up. Avalanche way more defense on A, as you can see. Storm at the top already with Ethna just checking the back, and beautiful read from her. Unfortunately, can't get the kill. There's an EMP comes down. You can see her systems are basically shut down. Kiki is in the hill, sliding, dipping, and diving, trying to get out of harm's way as Ethna at the top jumps down. Ooh. Couldn't find the kill as Kiki and her teammates back things up. And this is going to be an A. And if I'm Avalanche right now, give up A, put your attention to B. But it is already 2 players from Venom on B. They want to end it here.
They do indeed, but here comes a nice bit of specialist usage. You spoke about how crucial these things can be, and as you say that they break open B and they manage to, stop the take there, but 2 ticks have been found over towards A, looking like the third one is about to come on through unless the streak can do something for it. But as of right now, 22-20, 2 minutes to work with. If I was in the shoes of Venom, get a quick reset, slow it down, see if you can break it. And start trying to break the hill by herself is maybe not the play, but Heiki on the other side is doing exactly what she's doing, but trying to slow the push.
Yeah, I can see that she's trying to do whatever it takes to shut them down, going past mid-map. As you can see, Merlin, beautiful slide coming in from Sinister, just getting under the eyes of, I think that was R-Star there, just getting above and beyond as they're going to try and get in. Kiki can't do anything, and B just looks so difficult to get in, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, the spawns are just too close for the defensive side. They are making it so difficult to get close. But as I say, that 3 go down, almost 4. But Heiki, the one that you can rely on to go huge for your team, she has done that every single round. 34 kills to her name. She is trying everything she can to keep this round alive, and the hopes of Avalanche to stay alive in the series alive, and so it is being said.
You can see now it is Venom gonna flood through the house, but Storm shutting them down, finding 2 beautiful kills, all left to player number 4. 5 lives left. If they die now, they're out of this round. As you can see, Sinister just sliding around, trying to get an opening, waiting for her teammates to come help. 4 players left. She gets in, but a beautiful kill coming in from Merlin. And this looks like another defensive round. But the question is, Connor, who has the next defensive round?
Well, I'm going to have to go with the side of Venom here. If we have to go with both.
Oh
my word!
Okay.
Oh, okay. If she didn't check her corner, that was going to be a different story altogether, but it doesn't matter. Avalanche now forced the round 5, but on defense, it is going to be Venom, and that is not what you want to see for the side of Avalanche and all of their fans. As I don't know. I think it came down to ticks, and I believe that it was Avalanche who had more, maybe by one. So it was by the skin of their teeth.
Indeed, so, and you can see yet again. Oh my God, Hickey, you with that beautiful sniper out yet again, finding two, but it's the blue kill feed yet again from Venom, just making a stop there. But player number one is Arstar. If she can just keep them off A for as long as possible, she's done her job.
Yeah, she's done her job, and she's continuing to do her job, but she finds another in a quick double kill there, and here comes Athena. She gets the first, but looking for the second. Her teammate Heike is there, and I don't know, Heike with the sniper in hand is a different demon altogether, as she's killing everything, but eventually gets taken out 24-23, and if I was in the shoes of Venom now, I could chalk up A and put all of our resources over towards B. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And actually, if possible, could we go in for the last round listening with Venom?
They are coming from the back. You guys should watch the back. They are coming from the back.
What's your back? What's your back?
No, guys, they
He's down you.
Where's everyone?
She's sniping my head, though.
Bro, 1B.
She's sniping my head, though. Someone should take care of her.
What's your lives? What's your lives?
Guys, we need to watch lives.
Mid.
You're coming from tractor?
Guys, watch lives.
To watch that. Actually, it's not allowing them.
You guys should not push. You guys should not push.
Stop pushing.
Oh, God,
Guys, they're coming in from the back entrance.
You can see, you can hear the comms just picking up, making sure, no one push up, no one give away your lives, just come inside and set up. But man, this yellow team at the moment is 10-6 up in what you call it, lives. They just need to keep on holding this.
Oh, they need to get a team pushed together and get 4 down. They might be able to cap it themselves, but 30 seconds, it's got to get a little bit frantic. But that was a crazy kill coming through from Heike there with the sniper breaking the point open. I didn't even know that was allowed.
4 lives left.
4 on 8, 3 on 8. It might just be the reverse sweep in action here, unless Sinister, Adiba, and Co can have something to say about it. 2 versus 5, and it's coming down to the wire. 15 seconds, they're going to have to push. Here comes the utility usage back to back. It's going to be Adiba with another purifier, but she's down to 1 HP. Sinister's got to stay alive. Got to stay alive for her team. Can she find it? The answer is no.
Oh,
5 seconds.
Goodness. Avalanche did it as they don't go out without a fight, and they put up their first map victory, and it's off an attack, beautifully played off them, and yeah, man, what else can I say? They got an attack round.
Yeah, it was close toward the end there, and I think what the players from Venom was saying, there was too much frantic pushing, not enough of a setup, and they just bled their lives. If they had more lives in the back pocket, it would have been different, but it doesn't matter. All eyes on Heike, 48-26. She pretty much did it all.
Well,
man. That was
it's
crazy.
just as you can see there, she was the MVP of that map. 6,200 score, 48 kills, 26 deaths. And it was backed up by her teammates as well, as they all did a brilliant job in that control. We thought it's going to be over in that control, but a beautiful attack coming in from them keeps them alive. So we're going to go to another hard point, but this time it's on firing range.
Yeah, so change of pace now, and nice bit of momentum for the side of Avalanche as they managed to get a point, especially a nail-biting finish like that. That is worth its weight in gold in terms of mental. So now they know that they can do it, especially in a very, very tough situation when the odds were stacked against them, like being on attack. So now if they can convert that into the next map and proceed with the momentum that they've just developed, they might be able to force the game 5, or we'll go to S&D. So it's just yet to be seen, I suppose, at this point.
Well, the momentum has shifted. It is in Avalanche's pocket. Can they keep on using it is the question. And if you're Venom, you want to shut things down as quick as possible, because you can see with Avalanche now, they've got this map when, yes, the vibes, the momentum is up from their side. So they just need to keep on going, Avalanche, keep on doing what they're doing. It worked in the control. And if I'm Venom, I just don't want anyone to hang their heads low, right? You could hear there was a bit of a frantic call at the end there from them. So if they can just pick things up yet again, we can see the Kiki of old. She didn't, do it all like she used to do. So she's looking at her teammates to pick it up as well. But Heike from Avalanche, just, man, she did it all. And even with the sniper and control.
Yeah, crazy. Break the hill wide open more, break the point, go in there, get a quick double. Unbelievable. Well, if you have missed it, this is our current prize pool. It's $2,000 as brought to you by Carry First and Tribe. First place walking away with $1,000, second $600, third $400, and $300 for the MVP. And if you're wondering how the MVP is calculated, you're going to have to just keep your eye on social media. We'll keep you guys updated, as all of the stats will have to be obviously correlated for across the weekend and to give you the most accurate result. So that'll be coming up very, very shortly.
Yeah, so between these two teams, either one's walking away with $1,000 or the other one is walking away with 600. So if Avalanche can keep on fighting, we're going to maybe go to a search and destroy. But, looking at the first hard point, it was close in the beginning, but then slowly but surely, Venom pulled away. But as I mentioned, the momentum has shifted. Can Avalanche, keep going? Can they actually pull a lead in the beginning? Because I feel like if they're going to get a lead in the beginning of this game, Venom is slowly but surely going to fade away, and they're going to take this control. I'll take this hard point, then we're going to go to a search and destroy. But I can't wait for the action to start.
Now, myself included. But if you have just joined us, you are watching the Women's War event brought to you by Tribe and Carry First, hosted by ACGL. If you haven't heard about Tribe, they are pretty much Africa's fastest growing gaming community. Look them up on tribe.gg. As well as Carry First, they have they are the biggest mobile gaming producer in Africa, and they have an e-commerce site, shop.carryfirst.com, and you can go buy everything from utility bills there, like electricity. Obviously not South Africa, because we never have electricity, and that's the second time I've used that joke, but it's funny every time. But yeah, so go ahead and check them out on social media as well, and don't forget to subscribe to their YouTube, because all of this will be up there afterwards, as well as ACGL, so you know exactly where all the action is for All-Card Mobile to come in the future. And so what do you want to see from, say, Avalanche to fix their mistakes from the first HP to this one, now that they've played 3 maps against Venom?
Well, they definitely warmed up now, right? We can argue the sake that they weren't warmed up for that first hard point, but they are now. Those fingers are definitely sliding around on that mobile device. Now, for me, it is just start strong, start fast, but also at the same stage, you need to work in tandem as a team. If they can do that right from the get-go, I feel like this Venom team is going to slowly die down, but it has to start off fierce from this Avalanche team.
Yeah, come out, strike while the iron is hot kind of thing, where you need to take advantage while you can. And if I was in the shoes of Venom, you want to stop that. You want to come out even hotter, like a bat out of hell kind of deal. All right, so we're having a bit of a technical issue with one of the players. We'll be right back after this quick intermission, and don't go anywhere. We have more Call of Duty to come. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Women's War Call of Duty mobile event hosted by Carry First and Tribe community, brought to you by ACGL. So if you weren't here, we just got to watch one of the most riveting controls that we have seen in a very long time. It ran the distance and it was Avalanche that closed things out. But huge parentheses there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a banned weapon was used, and the rules are there for a reason, and because of that, it is going to unfortunately mean that Avalanche has been forfeited for that round, and in turn the map, and in turn the series. So that means we have crowned our champion for the Women's War, and that is going to be Venom in a hot 3-0 fashion, despite the forfeit.
Yeah, unfortunately, therefore the forfeit. I really thought they brought the A game, but unfortunately used a banned weapon. It was the sniper that was out, unfortunately. But taking nothing away from Venom, from start to finish, from Friday to Sunday, putting it all in, and they took the victory, taking away $1,000 of their own. Avalanche, nothing to cry about. They take away 600, and Chaos takes away 400 of their own.
And of course, like we said, the MVP, we are not entirely confident on those results yet, but we will get back to you. So keep your eyes on social media to find out who the MVP was for this event. But regardless, I have to say thank you once more to the side of Tribe, Carry First, and ACGL for hosting this amazing event to shed light on such large issues in the gaming community. But you've heard it here. It shouldn't be the norm to have gender-only competitions. Mixed competitions are the answer, and hopefully this has shed enough light on that, and that is the plan going forward. So that is pretty much going to be all she wrote from us. I know it was a nice, short, and sweet game. It was unfortunately a 3-0, but it was a good Call of Duty nonetheless. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you very, very soon for some more Call of Duty. I've been Captain Trot, and I was joined by the one and only Del Rey. And any final words?
Yeah, from my side, beautiful gameplay from Friday right through to Sunday. And just looking at the way these ladies have played throughout this weekend, I might be a bit scared going onto mobile and playing some mobile Call of Duty. You know, looking at the scene over there and the amount of players we actually had for this weekend's games just tells me there is more out there, more ladies and women out there that can play and bring it to the men, and we can have these huge tournaments of 40, 50 plus teams. So it's great to see. Can't wait to cast more over all the teams and see what happens. But keep your eyes open on ACGL's Twitter and on the website. And thanks again to Carry First and Tribe making all this possible.
So we'll see you guys very, very soon. It's been a pleasure.
Goodbye.